Hey everyone, how you doing? Cheers. But I've got a tiny bit of coffee left, and it's about almost 2 hours old, so not even hot. But yeah, I came in early. I didn't even know if I was going to have power this morning. We'll get to that in a moment. And I had a lot of things I wanted to set up for the stream today. Fingers crossed it works. Turns out that it was actually not that spectacular, but maybe. Anyway, if it works, it'll be really helpful. Before I forget, so I got the lights on behind me today, a bit different to my lighting because we need to be able to see downstairs. Yeah, so I'll explain all that in a moment. It's going to be a short stream today, or it's not going to be a long stream today. I'm going to try to keep this to an hour. I have a full day of manufacturing to do today. For those that haven't been living in Melbourne, in Australia, it's been insanely hot for the last little while. It was like 35 yesterday, 35 the day before, 30 something on Sunday. Oops, my chat's all gone. Whatever. And I just can't manufacture in that heat. I can't turn the oven on and have a 300-degree oven sitting there for many hours at a time and that type of heat. So, but unfortunately, I've got some stuff to build and get out, and I'm now down to the wire in terms of my timing. So, short stream today, then on to manufacturing. Yeah. So, before I get started with all this stuff, we had an insane, impromptu 15-minute superstorm here yesterday. And what am I can't even think of the word. The results from this superstorm are the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life, in real life. So half the power around Moorabbin, where I'm living, is out, and they say some people, short stream, heard that before, they say some people might not get power back till like next Sunday or next week. We had like the strongest winds recorded in I don't know how long. The main road that I live on, East Boundary Road, like it's a 2-lane, one-way medium strip, like with big medium strip with trees, like full on, like, you know, 50 meter tall, 60 meter tall trees, 100 meter tall, like really old, big root things, and then 2 lanes the other way. Half the trees down the center were ripped out and across the road, like blocked the road. I've never seen such devastation from a storm, and the whole thing lasted 15 minutes, and then it stopped. Yaz was driving through it at the time on East Boundary Road. Like, it was just, so people were stopping their cars, they couldn't drive. People were getting out of their cars in the pouring rain and trying to, like, groups of people trying to move trees off the road so they could drive. It was really crazy. Anyway, I got some flooding downstairs yesterday, but honestly, in the scheme of things, it was nothing. My power stayed on, but my lights were flickering on and off. It was like a nightclub in here. Not a good nightclub either. So, Yeah, it was just insane. So I didn't even know if I was going to have power when I got here this morning. When I left yesterday to go home, I had to, like, half the intersections had no traffic lights. Police were everywhere. I had to, like, it took me half an hour to get home, driving all the back streets because everything was blocked off. And then this morning coming to work, because I come to it early on a stream day, all the lights were out in big sections. There were police blocking roads, and like you couldn't even see because like there was whole complete blocks of houses and factories around here, just no power. So it was incredible, and my garage door was so, like the way it was being put, it was buckling from the wind. Like I honestly thought it was going to like push itself out of the grooves on the side. I had, like, it was pushing so hard, the wind, that it was leaving a gap at the bottom of the garage and all the water was coming in. Like, it was just crazy and loud. So that was fun. It was exciting. Unfortunately, through all of that, it didn't cool down. So like we were like I was up in here sweating. It was just so hot outside, and this thing happened, and like it came in. It was like a flash storm, and then it stopped, and then the temperature was still 34 degrees. Like at least if it would have cooled down, it would have been maybe worth it. Anyway, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Never seen anything like it. Hopefully I won't again. So lucky that some of these trees didn't fall on cars. Like it was, we're talking about massive trees, like hundreds of years old trees, ripped out of the ground. Crazy. Yeah, and the sun just came right out, and it was hot again, and it was hot and muggy again. It was like it didn't even happen. It was like there's this aftermath everywhere where you know it happened because you can see it. Like there's just trees everywhere, like on the nature strips, on the roads, like small shrubs and big trees, and just everywhere you drive, everywhere you go, there's just, like, it was just incredible. Okay, let's go and say hi to folks in chat, and I'll try not to be any more distracted. Antonio, good morning. Jeremy, hello. Alan, hi. Adam Bryant, hello. How are you feeling? You feeling better? Christian, hello. Johnny, John Clayton, hello. Beata, Squeak Moo, Steve, SDG Electronics, hello. David Esser, Graham, hello. Cable Tie, Geordie, Tishipu, Julio, hello. Peter, good morning. So did you get a chance, Peter, to do that other bracket or brackets? Because I'm kind of up to that. Kind of need to retrofit the rest of the conveyors, as you'll see in a moment. Madteki, good morning. X-Micron, hello. Secret Engineer, hello. Climate change, yeah, I don't know if this was climate change. It was just, whatever it was nuts. Mishus, again, I hope I got it right. Hello. Sid, Bruce, good morning. Okay, I think I got everyone. Not many people in chat today. Oh well, that's okay. So because I couldn't manufacture the last couple of days and it was just too hot to do anything, and I'm kind of in a I went down a rabbit hole for this conveyor controller stuff, and so I've done 2/3 of 2 more brackets. Oh, that's right. You had no power on Sunday. Have you got power now? I hope you didn't lose power yesterday.
Hal 9000 says climate change is the fault of flat earth believers.
That damn flat earth wrecks you every time. So many of you would have seen that I had Sam controlling the conveyors, but at the end of the day, Sam's not a good option for the conveyors. If it's noisy downstairs, Sam can't always hear me. I don't want to be running multiple microphones and have to deal with echo and stuff. And at the end of the day, Sam gives me no visual feedback or anything else. Sam still works. Sam's still integrated in what I've done. But I did something that, and I'd always planned, like Sam was just a fun thing that I did with it. Like my aim was never to
Hal 9000 says hello Sam, praise Sean Yor.
Yeah, that didn't actually say that very well. So my plan was to never have Sam as the main controller. So I wanted to make a controller for it, and I was just going to use just one of my small little screens and a couple of buttons, whatever. And then I remembered, it might be, I'm using that profanity filter, so clearly it must be filtering that out. I don't know why. Hey, Michael. So I remembered that I had one of Dustin Watts's touchdowns, which I'm not going to pick up right now because it's set up directly under the camera, but you'll see what in a moment. But for those that aren't aware of what it is, it's a 3.5-inch capacitive touch TFT with an original ESP32 that was set up in Bluetooth HID mode to do something like a Stream Deck, right? And he's got his software, his free deck software that goes with his touchdown hardware, basically lets you set up like a Stream Deck type thing that does Bluetooth HID keyboard switching and stuff. And I got it ages ago because I wanted to, set up some type of Stream Decky type thing. Then I got the A10 Mini, and then the problem with using Bluetooth HID is that often if the app doesn't have focus, it won't get the keyboard, and therefore the switching doesn't work. I think he sorted some of that out later on, but I kind of, used it for a bit and then stopped using it. It's just been sitting there. And I thought, you know what, that would make a really good controller. So I repurposed it, and I've been working on that. And it started off as something simple, and then I kind of rewrote it to something a bit more. Then I rewrote it to something a bit more. You know how you go through that process. And now all of a sudden, it's gone a bit full on. And of course, every time I was doing something on that, I had to then go and update and do the matching stuff on the controller code, and then back and forward, and which was proving to be an interesting process. But it's all working well, and I'm going to show you it all working. But there's still more stuff I need to do. And one of the things is the controller manager. Actually, we should really rename that. Hang on a second. I need to just bear with me a second, because this won't work when I show it to you. I meant to do that before. This will just break. Okay, I hope I didn't break that. Okay, anyway. So the controller manager code, the one with the touchscreen, is in Platform.io, but the code for the actual controllers is still in Arduino. So one of the things I'm going to do this morning is move the Arduino stuff over to Platform.io. I've got Platform.io actually doing over-the-air updates, which is really cool. Okay, so let's start with, I'll show you the controller and the interface, and we can go from there. And I've got to be careful. I mean, if I move it, I move it. What can I tell you? Which one? Oh, ooh. Okay. It's positioned for other things, so I'll move it and then I'll put it back later, whatever. So this is it's just in a 3D printed case, but this is the controller. This is the interface that I'm currently at. As you can see, it's a little bit full on. It's a lot full on. It didn't start out this way, but let me zoom in and focus if I can. I'm going to not push anything at the moment because it's actually connected to the controller, to the conveyor. So you can see up here that I've got one conveyor on, and it's at 99 millimeters. And that's my pre-paced one. I've got slots for 2 more, which get the brackets off Peter, and I'll be able to get one of them going. The third one is the Neoden one, which I either have to work out how we're going to retrofit that, because it uses a completely different system for the way the conveyor adjusts its size, or I'm going to replace it with just the same one as one of the ones I've currently got, but an 800 millimeter one for the other two. But anyway, so what you're looking at here is I've got the ability to manually enter a width, which I can hit send. I'm not going to do. I've got the ability to send a message to home, measure, to report its status. I've got a whole bunch of presets. So they're just different size boards that I've got. The question mark is a spare slot at the moment. And I've got the ability to filter which conveyors I'm talking to on the side. You can't really see that okay, maybe that's better. You can see that they're dark. The blues don't come up very well under the lighting. So like right now I've got no conveyors selected, right? Which means, let me put that there. No conveyor selected, so if I try to send any messages or anything, it won't send. If I hit feather, it won't send because there's no conveyors getting messages. I can hit all and all of the conveyors, or I can just individually hit none, or I can just individually select which ones. So that lets me control individual conveyors or all of them. This is all running through MQTT. And then this shows me the status up here, and as you can see, I've got conveyor, which is going to be renamed to manager, and it's online, and it's running off battery, and I've got a big ass battery inside here, so I can disconnect the power. I'm not even flashing it with the power. I don't even know why I've got it connected. I don't need it for now, so I can walk around with this. So this can be downstairs, and I can just pick it up, turn it on whenever I need, and use it, and then turn it off if I don't need it. So the idea is it's a portable controller. And it's working really well, but there's a couple more things I still need to add to it. Right now, if I turn a conveyor off, it doesn't know that it's off. It's got no heartbeat. I need to add a heartbeat option for it, that every 30 seconds or every minute, each conveyor just pings on MQTT and reports its status. I also don't have it sending messages. For instance, if I tell it to home or measure, it doesn't actually report back that it's measuring, so the status doesn't change. So I want to add that as well. So it's going to be a lot of MQTT messages flying around, but it's really not such a big deal. So anyway, this is what I've been working on. It's been, as you see, I can't really squeeze any more UI in, and I don't have any space right now for the unloader and the loader up top here. I'll have to work out how I'm going to fit those in, but they need I don't know how we're going to get those going yet. So that's the controller, or the manager I'm renaming it to. And I need to get that kind of back where it was, maybe, if I can, because what I've set up is, and I've got a coding interface for it as well, but, oh my god, where's this gone? Oh, that's a good shot. I got it right on the spot. So I've got a camera. I've set up a camera downstairs. So I've repurposed the tanky Raspberry Pi at the moment. I've put a different camera on it with a different lens. It's a wide-ish lens, and it's looking downstairs at the conveyor. So you can see that right now. It does have that slight delay because it's coming via Wi-Fi with the with that like TCP video feed, but it's pretty good. So this means that I can control the conveyor from here. So for instance, if I tell it to go to be the width of a feather board, you might hear it. There's a slight delay. Oh, that's a long delay. Why did that delay? Oh, maybe it needed to catch up. Okay, you would have seen that it moved, right? Or if I tell it to go to a Reflow Master Pro width. Why is that such a delay now? Maybe if I turn it off and on. Hold on. It'll hopefully come back. If it doesn't, we're in trouble. Okay. Sometimes it's really fast to respond and sometimes it's not. As in the video. It's just a delay of the video feed. So yeah, and I can also, like, you know, tell it to rehome. See, that's faster. I said to turn it off and on. So I've changed the way it works. Homing now does the close one. So it goes all the way to the limit switch, moves out a bit, and then very slowly moves in. Gets the exact position. I've got it within, you know, probably 1/4 of a millimeter, which is pretty cool. So that's currently homed. And if I put it back to the tiny pico, whoa, okay, that didn't work. Well, that just crashed. Why did that happen? That has never happened before. Interesting. There you go. Broken. No, homing's not broken. It was working yesterday fine. It did home. Or maybe it didn't. Well, there you go. So hopefully I didn't break the limit switch then. But there you go. Always, when you demo something live. This has been working all day yesterday. That's the end of my cold coffee. Okay, I'm going to go downstairs and just make sure that the limit switch still works. Always when you demo something. I'll be back in a moment. I don't have my microphone on me, my lapel.
Alan Madsen says nice work.
I'm just about to rehome it on a reboot. Okay, I think I know why. Okay, I think I know why it did what it did. Okay, so what happened was when I told it to home, it did home correctly, but when it finishes homing, so normally on a boot like this, it homes and then it goes to the tiny pico width, like you would have seen. But when I told it to home just now, it homed and then it stayed with the limit switch connected. So when I told it to move, it checks that am I touching a limit, and if it is, it tries to move away from the limit. And the code that does that is still the old code that thinks that the homing is the wide one. Originally, I used to home it, at the far end, but now I'm homing it in the middle. So what it was doing was it was trying to move away from the far end, but in this case, it didn't realize it was at the close end and it shoved into it, right? So I need to fix that. That's fine. So at least I know what that was. Whew. No, it does use the homing values, but I switched them around. So the other day what happened was I was originally using a library and using step and dir on it. I'm not doing that anymore. I worked out why I couldn't get motion control working on the TMC 5160. And so I converted my little driver boards to use motion control, which is using the trinamic internals to move it rather than step and direction. And while I did that, I also, because it was a complete code change, I also changed where the homing happens. So that far limit switch there now, although I can use it, I can tell it to measure, which will go and check what that distance is, the max distance. But that limit is only used now to prevent it from going any further. It doesn't get used at all for the homing and for working out where it is. And so I flipped all that around. So I changed drivers, I changed all of my movement code, flipped the limits around, clearly had one thing that I forgot to move, which, it happens. Okay, so I've set myself up here. Hopefully this will be visible. Right, there's a lot of stuff on the screen. I've got 2 code windows. So this is the conveyor manager, and this will be the conveyor controller. But I haven't copied in the code in yet. So I need to... So this is going to be all using Platform IO. So I'm going to do that now and first get the code over, and then going to add these other things that I wanted to add. So this is my current code. Now, both lots of code are messy as anything, right? It's definitely not my best work. It's not even, it's worse than my worst work, because it's all just been an unplanned feature set, right? So yeah, so just keep that in mind. So I need a steppermotor.cpp, and I need a steppermotor.h. Okay, and then I need stepper motor. So I'm expecting to do quite a lot of cleanup on this code, but doing it in the Arduino IDE is... So I'd rather be doing it in here. Okay, so controller, save. So let's see if, why is it not bringing up Platform IO? Interesting. Open. Try that again. Okay, it's not letting me. So sometimes Platform IO doesn't open. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that before. Repositories, conveyor, controller, open. Right, now it's starting Platform IO down the bottom. Okay, that worked that time. So sometimes it doesn't. That's annoying. Okay, let's get this set back up again. Unknown board, Nano S3. Is my Nano S3 not been set up on here? Oh no! Well, that'll be interesting. Pro S3. So can I compile? Let's see if it compiles. Stepper motor. What doesn't it like? Oh, I need Adafruit NeoPixel. And why is it not liking stepper motor? Steppermotor.h. Oh, I can always put that in lib. Create a new folder called lib. Move them in there. Now it might just complain about Adafruit. I should have done this already. Sorry, I didn't set this all up already for you. Oh, what doesn't it like here? Steppermotor.h. Steppermotor.h. Maybe if I fix the NeoPixel. So platform IO ini Adafruit NeoPixel. I'm not going to pin it. We'll see if it just grabs it. Unknown, could not find the package. Why do? So with Platform IO, sometimes the package names have been changed. Platform IO Adafruit NeoPixel. Okay. So Platform IO has a registry of libraries, and so if you search for it and then you go to installation, it'll tell you the name. So why do I shouldn't have to pin it for it to work. What did I get wrong? Okay, well, maybe I do. Maybe it didn't know without having pinned. Okay. So it still doesn't like something. What doesn't it like? It's not liking bring in steppermotor.h. Ah, because of that. Okay, so we need to find this library as well, which is this one. Forgot about these, so I need to add that. It's a shame that it can't automatically add them, like do an internal lookup, but anyway. Okay, let's now recompile. Nope. Now what does not like? Stepper. Maybe it wants brackets? Shouldn't need brackets. No. Include for FH. Why does it need? Okay, I'm going to turn some other things off for the moment. Maybe some things that it's missing. It doesn't like. So the plan was to have a web interface on all the individual controllers, but I don't know if I'm going to be doing that now. Oh, did I forget a bracket? Idiot. Idiot. It's in lib. I don't understand why. It has a problem finding it. Hey Michael, you around? Do you have any idea why it won't find? Is there something else in there that I don't have? I can try putting them back into source. Sometimes Platform IO can be a real dog. Or maybe I just need to delete the PIO folder. Okay, so it's finding it now. Weird. But still not building. No, it's still saying it can't. I'm going to delete the PIO folder. Oh, I'm going to delete the build folder. Let me try again. I didn't want to spend my stream getting this working. That'd be a pain. Okay, now it works. There was something stuck in the build folder. Is chat working, by the way? Doesn't seem to be... Okay, so... Draw footer. Should be... Move. Yes, it is working. Hey, AJ. Okay. Okay, that's conveyor manager. So I need to, okay, the first thing I want to do is set up a heartbeat or have it time out if there's no heartbeat. So I want this up here. So green means it's currently online. I want it to go offline if there's no heartbeat after a certain period of time. And for the moment, I'm just going to expand that so it's easier for everyone to see. I've got the text size bigger so people can see.
Chat has disconnected.
Okay, so I've got a, as I said, this is terrible code. Terrible, terrible code. So I want this to be you, unsigned long, last heartbeat. Really? Okay. And I'm going to need a void set. Actually, I'm going to keep alive. And in here, I'm going to void keep alive. Okay. Last heartbeat equals millis. So it's going to keep track of that. Actually, I should pass in bool is alive. Okay, if it's alive. Try again. If I get told it's alive, then do that. Else, status equals offline. So there's a set of enums. So offline, online, homed, measured. I haven't got all of these going yet, but for right now, like that crashing should have been error, but I don't know how I determine that crash other than hitting the limit switch for too long. So there's a bunch of statuses, and then I've got just some text versions of them. So I need to add that to keep alive. Okay. So in the processing of, so it's gone through a lot of changes yesterday. Why is my touch controller not initialized? That's weird. I want to split a lot of this stuff into different classes. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. So the structure for the MQTT stuff is that there's a the topic is production and conveyor. That's the main topic. That's what the controller is listening to. But when it's sending out messages to individual controllers. So and it's receiving from individual controllers. So like this send MQTT command based on what the selection is, when you do the home sequence, is the last step to move on. No. Well, on boot up it is. On boot up it is, but on a home it's not, and that's what the problem was. I need to fix that. So yes, I will fix that. That's part of the other code base. So this will go through, and if the conveyor is selected on the side, or it's a forced, it actually sends a message to conveyor, like conveyor 1, conveyor 2, conveyor 3. So there's a home, there's a measure, there's a report status, right? So, and then when it receives, I'll leave that for the moment. Right now, that's a status it receives, and it grabs a status, and it pulls the status apart. So in this case, like a status would be, the message would be like status 0, conveyor 1, and then in this case it's a width, so it'll be like 99. But I've actually added my JSON stuff that I use in my other projects over here, and I want to add that to the conveyor as well, and I want to send a JSON blob instead, so I don't have to rip these strings apart. So much easier if I move it over to JSON, but I'm not going to do that today. So I want to have a I just want to have a beat, like a heartbeat, or I don't know what I'm going to call it, ping. I don't know, what's the message going to be called? I like beat. So if it starts with beat, then I'm going to get rid of beat, whatever, so it'll be beat and the number. Oh, it could be squeak. Yeah, I could do squeak. That'd be funny. Okay, let's do squeak. Okay, so if there's a squeak, it's going to remove that, and then what's left. So I'm not doing any validation on the data. Hey, Photochromax. Right now I'm not doing any validation on the data because I'm going to move it all over to JSON. But for now, so what we're left with is, it should just be a digit in the end. So it'll be index equals, oops, no. I should at least validate that index is, if index is greater than 0, is less than 3. Just for now, I'll do that. I'm going to do conveyors index set, keep alive true. Right, so that's going to do the keeping alive bit. So it's greater than or equal to 0, or oh yeah, it should be greater than or equal to 0. No, that should be sending a 1. No, it should be greater than. That should be less than. I think I changed it to be sending a. So I go publish. Yeah, it's sending a 1. 1, 2, and 3, not 0, 1, and 2. Hey, Dave Paul Jones. So it should be greater than 0, less than 4. That will do a keep alive. Okay, so that will get the message, and then I need to have in my main loop So I need an update status. Void update. Update alive status. Update online status. Maybe update online status. Why is that still out? Ah. And so what's the how long until? So if millis minus last heartbeat is greater than what? How many seconds? 30 seconds? A minute? We'll make it a minute for now. Like I'll have to, I don't know what it's going to be. Actually, why don't we do this? Why don't we go 17 time span. Robust code deals with wraparound here. No, robust code doesn't deal with wraparound when you do millis this way. Jay? Hi, by the way. If you do millis properly, it wraps around for you. If you don't use millis properly, then you have to put your own wrapping around. Okay. So if that equals, if it's greater than that, then status is offline. Yeah, I'll not sure about that, but that will be enough for the moment. So in the main loop, after that. So how often we're going to check? How often we're going to check? Next. Next heartbeat, read. Okay, so if millis minus next heartbeat read is greater than, so if we're doing that every 60 seconds, just for now, so I don't have to do it multiple times. Equals millis. And int c equals 0, c is less than convey. Size c plus plus. Conveyors is a vector. Oh, come on. Okay, and then I need to what is my method for updating? As I said, this code's all over the place. It needs a lot of cleaning. Draw conveyor status. Okay, so this may or may not. What doesn't it like? Oh no! That is so frustrating. So, because it rebuilt the library dependencies. Delete that one. Because I renamed it, it re-grabbed all of the libraries, and then unfortunately it's got its own version of the button in here that I need to delete. Because
Geek says greetings mortals.
and there'll be a whole bunch of places now that it's going to error out when I build. Hey, Quixotic Geek, what's my time? 52 minutes. I have to go and fix all of these now. I need to go through and rename all of mine. I need to have it be something else, but I just haven't got around to that yet. Okay. Missed one. Of course I did. Okay, cool. So it's compiling. So what'll happen is when I build this and deploy it, when the controller or the manager starts up, it actually sends a message to all the conveyors to report their status. And so it'll come back and report its status. And what I should do is on a report status, close this. So anytime it gets a message from here, so this keep alive, so update width. Okay, so when it gets a message to update width, it should also set its last heartbeat. Anytime a message comes in from a conveyor, it should update its heartbeat regardless. Okay, so let's deploy this. Okay, so this is actually going over the air via Wi-Fi to this, which is actually faster than doing it via serial, which is crazy. Okay, so you'll set reboot. And that, I don't know if you heard the boop boop boop, and it reported, and it's set to 99. But now, if we leave it a minute, approximately, this should actually, will hopefully go will go offline because it's currently not reporting a heartbeat. We haven't done that side yet. So let's just make sure this works. Not very in focus. And at the bottom of that button to do the countdown from the heartbeat. Yeah, I could. Hey, Yumbo Prime. Cool. Oh. Well, that's interesting. They all went green. That isn't quite right. I got that wrong. If it's greater than, it should be offline. That's interesting. I didn't actually do if keep alive. Should probably do that here as well. So I sent it that. So if millis minus the last heartbeat is greater than, it should have gone offline. You don't, Jay. You're wrong. I'm sorry, mate. But in this particular case, you're wrong. It works. 100% works. Sorry. It's all done under the hood by the Arduino stuff and whatever else. And it works reliably if you use it correctly like I am. I mean, you can argue all you want about it, but the proof is in that it go look on the internet. It works. You're assuming you're comparing C++ to Arduino C++, right? Arduino does a whole bunch of stuff under the hood. Luckily, I'm always holding it wrong. So why did, oh, they did go offline. Why did, right, I understand what happened. I thought, okay. I thought Arduino was doing something with the millis or whatever. But anyway, it does work. It handles all the wrapping correctly. So that it happened because when I'm initializing these, I'm not they all went online. They all start offline. Maybe this was not, maybe on that first check it was less than 60 and on the second check it was more than 60. Maybe that first check has to be longer, or the overall it has to be. So it would have gone through and it would have said that these other two, their heartbeat. So maybe the heartbeat should only happen if it's been seen the first time. So I need to have a I need a ball. Has been seen. Maybe. And then if it's been told to set update width has been seen equals true. If has been seen and no.
Speaker tone Emil says put up code window. Geek says what are you making?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I didn't have this code up this whole time. This is the conveyor controller, and below that on the screen you can see the conveyor. Hang on, just let me go. If it's less than that, so if that, otherwise it's offline. So if it's been seen and millis is less than timestamp, a heartbeat is been less than 60 seconds, then you're online, otherwise you go offline. And then here, update width, right, and if keep alive, true. I need to make sure that here though, if it's gone offline, I need to set has been seen equals false. I think I don't like having brackets on one and not on the other. Really don't like that. Okay, let's try that again. This may not work. I mean, it did go offline correctly, but I didn't want the other ones to go online first. Okay, it's flashing, it's about to restart. Okay, an hour and 3 minutes. I have to stop shortly. I'll get the heartbeat stuff happening on the other side. Okay, so it started up, it told all the conveyors to report. This one reported, so it's green, it's got 99. For its current width, and hopefully after 60-ish seconds it should go offline, but the others should not go online first. Cross your fingers. I should have made it 30 seconds. It's like watching grass grow. Surely it's been 60 seconds already. Hello. Well, obviously that's not working. It's been 60 seconds? So keep alive. No, update. If has been seen and millis minus last heartbeat. Oh, it went offline. Why is it going so... Why did it take so long? So if I tell it to report its status, it came back online. I don't know why it took so long. I did say 60, didn't I? Yeah, 60,000 milliseconds. So if it's over that, oh my god. I'm going to need to pass it the check interval, which is 60,000, not the... Every time it does it, it's going to get longer and longer and longer, based on what the current millis was. Okay, that was stupid. That should work now. That should actually go off after 60 seconds now. Okay, so while that's compiling... Okay, glad we found that one. I've not tried deploying this one yet. This should be interesting. So this is also deploying over the air. Hopefully this will work. I guess what we need to do first is... Hey, Pro Engineer. Yeah, not for much longer. Okay, so that worked. Hope that'll go offline. This time, hopefully in 60 seconds. Catch you later, cable tie. Have a good day at work. I hope you got power when you get to work and you're not flooded. Go offline, go offline, go offline. Yeah, we should have a countdown. Some way of animating that thing. You got power and you got flooded. Nice. Hope you don't have to use the mop. Surely it's been 60 seconds already. I don't understand what's going on there. So this is passing in 60,000. And this is saying if I've been seen and the current milli is minus the last heartbeat,
Ajadvark says show code window.
oh my, thank you. Jesus. I'm really struggling with the switching windows today. So this is passing in, so this check, every time it's more than 60 seconds, millis minus next heartbeat, read. If it's greater than 60,000 milliseconds, 60 seconds, oh, it did go offline again. It went offline. I don't know why it's taking so long. I can put a whole bunch of logs in there. But, yeah, no, it's, I don't know what it is. Maybe there's something causing this loop to run slowly. But I don't know. Anyway, it's gone offline. So if I flash this without putting the heartbeat stuff on, just to make sure it works, I don't know, I've not flashed the controller from here yet. So we're about to find out if that works. Well, it's uploading something. And when it reboots, it should actually, the conveyor will move and it'll home. I hope. Okay, good. So that flashed and worked. The homing on boot is going to get turned off. for the moment, I just do that to make sure it's working. But I don't want it homing in case there's something on there, right? Which we'll get to that another day. Okay, so that's working, and this went online again, because once it wakes up and does that, it automatically reports its width. So that part works. So I need to add the so in the loop, this will be interesting because while it's homing, measuring limit. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I might actually just I will regret copying and pasting. We know that, right? Next heartbeat. Oop. Unsigned long next heartbeat equals 0 and so I want to make sure that next heartbeat is set here. Okay. So for now, I'm just going to do it in here. MQTT client.publish. Actually,
Alan Madsen says code please.
oh, sorry, guys and girls. Sorry, I'm having such a. I'm really sorry. So this is squeak. Squeak. And the ID. Hey Dave. So every heartbeat. So how often am I going to do this? They might like miss each other. So if I do this every 30 seconds. So right now the conv ID, the conveyor ID, is just a define. But what I've actually done, this is completely sidetracked. What? Which KiCad version 7? Okay, good. Open recent. So my conveyor, I updated my conveyor controller. You're gonna love this. To have a dip switch on it over here, so I can physically set the address of each conveyor, and I've got it's a 4-thing dip switch because I've got those 4-thing dip switches in stock here, and so I can set up to 16 different addresses, conveyor IDs, and they're a physical thing, so I don't have to do that. I don't have to worry about trying to do something fancy in code. So there'll be a physical switch on each one. So this is the updated board, which is currently sitting in my shopping cart at JLC. I haven't made it yet. And I moved the buttons, the reset and boot buttons that were, the switches were on the PCB in the middle, but they're too hard to get to. By the way, I've got a mounting solution as well down there, but I can't show you that right now. I've moved them to the side so I can reach the buttons. They're going to be external buttons. So anyway, I've done that. So that's where it is going to come from, but right now that's not where it's coming from. Okay, so that's gone offline. if I update this, this should hopefully keep it alive now. And if this works, we're going to leave it at that for the day because I need to go start manufacturing. Okay, it's homing. Okay, it's reported itself. And so, I mean, what I should have done is put some logs in here. Oh, every time. Anyway, I'm not going to... Oh, maybe I will. printf conveyor ID next. Release minus heartbeat. Oops, that should be %. Okay, let's flash the controller. Oh, it went offline. Oh, the ID I got back was wrong. I didn't do a minus on the thing. Oh, it worked. One went offline and this one came online. I should fix that now. Squeak. I forgot to set the ID to be index minus minus. Okay. Andy Mouse going to sleep. Catch you later, Andy Mouse. Squeak, squeak. Okay, just refresh it again. Go, go, go. Okay. And we do have serial output. Okay. So this should just every 60 seconds, it should show that it's checking them all and show what their current alive status is. I should have time-stamped it. Okay, it got the squeak. Yay. So it's getting the heartbeat. I don't know if I need to know every minute, like, you know, I'm happy, maybe it'll be every 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, like, I don't really care how long it takes for a, well, I care in that, okay, so you can see here that they're over 60, so they go offline, and this is under 60, which keeps it online. They got 2 squeaks in the time it took this to check. So that doesn't look like it's checking every 60 seconds. So we got 1 squeak. That's doing that every 40 seconds. So I want to know if a conveyor's gone offline that shouldn't be offline. I want to know that as soon as possible. But I also don't want don't care if I'm actually shutting the conveyors down, that it takes longer to go offline because I know I've shut them down, right? So I'm kind of torn in how much messaging I want to send. See, that's 2 of them. That's like 80. Yeah. But anyway, we're working. So that's good. So I still need to fix that homing thing and push away from the conveyor. There's a few more things that I want to fix, but as you can see here, if I go, and I think I've got a max in there that I've set, but I haven't got a max here. But I can tell it to go like 168. So only Pico Nano. So it's all working. It seems to be working well. I should also, that's interesting, the squeak. So whenever I tell it to send the width, so anytime it sends a message, so I need to wrap that in a method, because anytime it sends a message, it should also, it doesn't have to do the squeak again because it updates it on the here. So anytime it does a publish, oh, that's that first one. Publish there. So every time it sends a message, that's going to keep it alive anyway. So that's the same as a heartbeat. So I'll delay the heartbeat in that case. Cool. Okay. Oh, again, no code. Sorry, I just added these next heartbeats every time that there's a publish. But I'll wrap all that in a method, so I don't have to do that. Okay. That was painful. I need to have a way of it auto-switching. It should know. If I touch VS Studio Code with my mouse, it should switch. Anyway. Thanks everyone for joining. Yep, wasn't overly exciting. Well, it is kind of exciting. I thought it was exciting. And I've got a camera downstairs now, kind of. My plan is to see if I can get the same thing up and running on my one and only Pi 0W2. And if I can get a camera going on this as well that does the same internet thing, then I want to see if I can get a small camera inside the pick and place machine in the corner. I don't know where I can put it. I reckon the movement, the speed of the machine is going to be too fast. It's going to wobble. It's going to be unclear. And of course it'll be that delay. But I think it might be cool to, if I can get a camera in the pick and place machine. I've wanted to for a while. It's got to be Wi-Fi. It can't be Ethernet because I've got no way of getting a cable in. That means I also have to somehow get power in. I don't have room to put a big battery. It's extra fragile retainer in the camera port. What? Careful, that's an extra fragile retainer. What do you mean? You're talking about the connector? Is fragile? The FPC connector? Oh, right. Really? On the 0W? Or 0W2? Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to... Hey, Sam. If you need to run power, then you're running a cable anyway. Well, no. So firstly, PoE doesn't help me for a Raspberry Pi, right? and I can't fit a full-size Raspberry Pi in there anyway, and a full-size Raspberry Pi with a PoE hat and then everything else is just too big. But a power cable is dramatically thinner than an Ethernet cable. So if I'm running power and doing it via Wi-Fi, the cable size and bulkiness is way smaller than doing. So yeah, it's a Pi camera. I've looked at other small PoE cameras, but yeah. Anyway, I was thinking of a little Pi camera that I can mount and then I can move around in there. We'll see. I don't know. It's not high priority, obviously. Now, ESP32 cams, they're terrible. I want something that's actually got 1080p, at least 20 frames a second, which is not ESP32 cam at all. So, yeah, no. And I need something that'll actually stream it properly, like I was doing with the Conveyor one down there. Okay, everyone, thank you. Sorry, I have to go. I'm avoiding running the line, but I need to, so I'm going to go turn it on. Have a great week, everyone, and I'll catch you all next week. Thanks for watching.